Hello, we want to welcome you to the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions and messages can be raw, real, and at times very uncomfortable and even controversial. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to take notes, leave comments, and when possible, always share what you hear. And now here are your hosts, Pastor Selo and Pastor Mia.
Good morning. Welcome to Riverside Weekly.
There you go. A lot more energy.
How you doing? Welcome, everyone. All our YouTube people, my mind went blank.
Yeah.
Welcome to all of our YouTube people, our iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, Podcast, Mixer, Twitch, and anyone who else is listening on SoundCloud or any other avenues. We thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for joining this morning. And here are your hosts,
Pastor Selo and Mia.
Pastor Mia. We just redid the whole dub thing.
Did we?
Yeah, it's good.
Liberty. We just dubbed ourselves.
Liberty.
It made me laugh because all I heard was Sunday. It's Wednesday.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Welcome.
Okay, I don't have them. Okay, how's it going?
I've
got my glasses, but I don't need them for anything because I don't have no phone or iPad.
You never know. You might want to see into the future. I mean, I'm just saying.
They're
but
thick.
I don't even know how you see through them. They're so cloudy.
Dirty.
Cloudy are you, sir? Anyway.
What's going on? How's everybody
Welcome. So, I think we'll just get started right away. I really have been thinking about this topic for a whole minute, and I think it's actually I may hurt some toes today. I know. We're just
I think we
see.
do that all the time.
Nah, I don't think we usually do that.
I don't know.
But today I think we are. So I was trying to think of how to call it. And, Twitter is what we were talking about earlier. And we were saying that they have a spot on there called What's Trending Now.
Yeah, we're talking about trending.
Yeah, we're going to talk about trendy today. But it's funny because I was like, so what do we call it? Not what's trending, but who's trending?
What's trending? Who's trending?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So explain to us what trending means, or the trend, or what you said. You said it a little. You were just talking about it.
I know, but I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Honestly, I mean, we really don't. But I mean, we can pretend that we do.
Google it real quick and tell us what is
Oh, Lord.
What does Urban Dictionary say about trending? Because
you can't ask Urban Dictionary anything.
Yeah,
if you want to know anything, just ask Urban Dictionary because it will tell you
everything
urban-y that you want to know.
Do you even have Urban Dictionary?
I don't think so. You're the
trendy.
Urban. Okay, wait. Trendy? You want to know the definition?
No, trending with an
Trending.
ING. Trending.
Trending.
TRNDing.
Urban Dictionary. All right. Let's see what it says. Okay. It says the definition of trending be the subject of many posts on a social media website within a short period of time.
There you go.
Something that is the subject of the object of affection, or I don't know the subject of affection, or the subject at that time, just for a short period of time. So something trending is something that's happening just for that short period of time. And that's really what made me think about this podcast. What?
I was thinking kind of like our podcast. We trend for just a short period of time.
I know, because nobody's sharing and nobody's telling any of their friends about it. I mean, fine, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. But
it's for our members anyway. So
I tell tons of people.
Well, I
about
know, but I mean, like our church members listen to us.
So they can make it through the day?
Yeah, so they'll make it through the week, so everybody else just gets the benefit of listening to us.
Why can't we say something like I say at work every day?
Oh, here we go.
I have to take pictures of everybody, and I always say, I'm a great photographer, and I'll be here all week.
There you go.
So why can't we say that about Riverside Weekly?
What's that?
I don't know. I mean, come up with something trending.
We're great podcasters in our own mind.
And we'll be here all week.
And we'll be here all week. To everybody who listens to us regularly, thank you for your
We'll
support.
be here next week. How's that?
Thanks for your support.
Anyway.
So, trending.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about trending because I was thinking about that, just kind of like you said with the podcast. It's only famous for a short period of time. Made me think of me. Everybody was like...
Slightly big-headed there. Sorry.
No,
Make me think of me. I'm trending.
No, I'm not trending. But when I won the salsa contest,
I'm sorry.
See, you think you're funny.
It was very funny to me. They're laughing.
No one else is laughing. Are you laughing? Because if you're laughing, I'm going to come get you.
I guarantee you they're laughing.
Anyway. Why do we laugh at our own jokes?
I don't know.
See, we're so corny.
It was funny.
Anyway, just saying that to say that when I won the salsa contest, that they were calling me mini famous, that I was mini famous, and they wanted my
little trending.
Yeah, little little trending, because it was very
You
short-lived.
want to be trending.
Because I had to go back to work the next day, and it was like, you didn't win much because you back here with us. I mean, so it was little trending. But just saying that, that made me think of where we're at right now. Again, with the last two podcasts, talking about New Year, New Me, talking about the comeback. And it just made me think of somebody was talking about being in the gym and having a personal trainer. And I'm like, that just goes back to New Year, New Me, bro. You're trying to be in the gym just for the first 2 months, and I'm not dogging anybody out. I'm really not. I mean, I'm proud of you, but you little trending.
I was trending for a whole week in my workout sessions.
Right. I mean, and this. Everybody was on the protein fad. Oh, I got protein powder. I got me too. So don't. I'm on the Me Too thing. So, I was trying the protein powder, and it was horrible. Anyway, and I need to lose weight, not thicken up, so I stopped doing that. But just saying that those things made me think of the New Year, New Me fad. What else are fads and what else are trends? Are we just going to the gym at the beginning of the year, getting a personal trainer just because we're trending at that moment?
Or things are trending.
Or the thing is a fad? Not JJ fad, but
nobody
JJ
got that
fad,
except for
and we're here to rock. Sorry.
all the older people got that.
Right.
Sorry, young people. You can Google that later.
Again, it's not trending.
So I think when you talk about trending, I think a lot of people.
See,
I don't
I'm
think
trending.
it's
the New Year, so I'm trying to drink tea instead of coffee and.
You're on the
Dr.
bandwagon.
Pepper.
I've been on tea. Anyway, so no, I'm joking.
It's new for me.
I know it's new for you. So when you talk about trending, though, like I think people in general, I think they do it either subconsciously or they want to feel a part of what's going
That's
on.
good. That explains a lot.
When hashtags begin trending, or
Okay.
Jimmy Fallon always does a hashtag. He does his hashtags, and so after a couple of hours it starts trending, and the idea is people want to be a part of the next big thing, the next move, or the next.
What are you waiting for? I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
Yeah, and so they begin to follow trends and begin to follow the patterns or the fads or whatever's new at the time, and
New and hotness.
yeah, so
not old and busted.
Not old and busted, but new hotness. So I think a lot of times when we get caught up in those trends, or we get caught up in those mini movements or that mini famous aspect, we really do that because of our human nature of wanting to belong. Like we want to belong to something that's bigger than ourselves, something that's
like
more
the
important
iPhone
than
11
us,
movement.
I mean, like when the new phone comes out or the new game comes out or whatever, the new app comes out, I used to ask students all the time, like, what's
trending?
What's your new app? What's the newest app that you're using? What's the coolest app? I mean, we went from, you go all the way back when MySpace was the thing, right? So we're like, MySpace.
No one knows what
what's
that is.
MySpace, right? So MySpace was the thing to have, and then you got MySpace, and then you got Facebook, and then you got Twitter, and then just progression to these different Instagram, and you have all these different platforms and Tumblr. Well, you're not supposed to talk about Tumblr, and so
number one rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about
number
Fight
one rule of
Club.
Tumblr, you don't mention Tumblr,
Okay.
and so you have all these different platforms, and the people that are leading the way technically are the trendsetters, right? Like they're the ones doing the new thing. But a lot of times we on the back end, people on the back end, we get caught up in wanting to be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, and we just end up riding the bandwagon, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and what's a bandwagon? Guys, honestly, we come up with these topics in our conversations.
Yeah. Really.
And I was like, and what's a bandwagon anyway? Who even knows what a bandwagon
Look
is?
up bandwagon.
Is it a band and you got on the wagon?
There you go. Look up bandwagon.
Who knows?
Let's school everybody.
All right.
We get clarification here. And so what we do is we end up doing things that are trending, or things that are a fad, or that are just here for a short period of time, like you're talking about, and we want to be a part of it so much so that we embrace everything that it is, but not really knowing why we're doing it or what it's about, and so we just kind of get involved with it because it strikes a small chord in our heart or in our thought process or emotional, and we're like, yay, right? But we didn't really buy into it. We're not really invested into it, and so it becomes a trend for just a
short time.
It becomes important for just a short period
And
of time.
it's funny because bandwagon was the word to use before trending came along.
Oh, read it. What does it say? Read it to us, Miss Dictionary.
It says, me. Sorry. Bandwagon is a particular activity or cause that suddenly became fashionable or popular.
So you jump on
Trending.
the backward route.
Yeah.
Bandwagon. Yeah, and so I think that happens with us with working out. It happens with diets. It happens with clothing. It happens with
Everything.
with just about
your furniture, your clothing, your style, you didn't always have that hair, but you got on the bandwagon of the sumo. Of what did I say the other day? Ronin.
You hurt my feelings, man.
No,
I'm
babe.
joking.
I'm just
messing
saying.
around.
I was on the bangs bandwagon
Well, see, like for instance,
or trend.
well,
Sorry. Let me change
this
my
is going to
words.
sound so.
Old.
No, it's going to sound.
Cliche.
I'm going to sound big-headed, boastful, clangy cymbal, all that stuff that you don't
Okay.
like. But a lot of times, we jump on things that we're slow to jump on things that are new. But when we see everybody else is on them, we get on that bandwagon. We do those things.
We get on that trend.
That trend. So.
Use the new word.
Well, I'm just going to use like you have your iWatch. I mean your Apple Watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I first got the Apple Watch. It was like the first generation when I received that as a gift. But it wasn't like a big deal to me, right? So I didn't wear it all the time. And now today, everybody's got an Apple Watch.
And it's like iPhone or Droid.
Yeah, so
it's
you
like
have an
Apple Watch or Fitbit.
Fitbit, exactly, right? So, but before, it was like, well, you don't want to have an Apple Watch because then people are going to think you're bougie, or I guess you're just, whatever, because
You're
you
just trending.
Yeah, because you have that, and now everybody. I mean, you're almost hard pressed not to have that, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny to me because I would rather wear a watch, and I do wear watches that actually have a face with the hands that move, and that where you actually have to read and know what the numbers mean.
iWatch has it too.
And so, but I think that comes to people wanting to be a part of something. A lot of times, I think that's why people go to church. People go to church because something traumatic happens in their life, and so they don't have anywhere to go. So they go, or people start seeing things or hearing things. For instance, Kanye West, he had that album that came out, and nobody was really wanting to hear about Christianity. Nobody was really wanting to hear about Jesus. Nobody was really wanting to go to church. And then within a couple of weeks, couple of days, couple of hours, Christianity, Bible, church, like those were all the highest trending Google searches and search on different search platforms like Bing and Yahoo and all these different platforms because of one album that he put out. But this is the same person that people couldn't stand because he was like for Trump type guy, you know? And so, but because of what he was doing, it made a noise, right? It made a small impact. So then everything about that started to trend. And so now everybody's like, well, maybe I should go to church. Maybe I should read my Bible. I really like Christian music. Maybe Christian music is that bad, you know? So it sparked a chord in them. But the sad part about it is that a lot of those individuals that are in that or on that or on that trend will fall off because there was never really a true passion or true desire to hold that, right? So when you go back like to the Apple Watch, people wear them because they're trendy, but they're in 10 years they're not going to wear that Apple Watch, right? But when you actually own whatever it is that you're doing, then you're not following the trend, right? You're doing what you believe that you want to do or that you really like, and you're not just doing it because everybody else is doing it. You know, everybody and their mama wants to experiment and use CBD oil, man. Like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, ooh,
well, it was.
Well, you know,
it was.
And so, I mean, you can always see the trends. Like you drive and, man, everybody's got a cannabis shop now, you know, like in
two blocks over.
Right, you know, so I think a lot of times we get caught in the middle of that because this is where it gets really ugly. We get caught in the middle of trends and following trends because we don't know who we are. Like we don't know what we don't like. We don't. Or
we're not happy with ourselves.
We're not happy with ourselves. We don't know who we are. We don't really know what we believe.
Yeah.
We don't really know what we like. We like what they tell us to like. And right now somebody's arguing with a television and YouTube. I know what I like, right? Well, but I mean, society tells us, you know, what to wear, what not to wear. I mean, and it's hard for us to digest that because we hate being the thought process of being told what to like, what's trendy and what's not trendy. And we, as much as we fight against it, we still do it, right? So some of us have Facebook accounts that we stopped using, but we won't delete it.
I mean, some of us still have AOL accounts, and, you know, that's not trending, but, I mean, it works.
You can't hear me, but I'm pointing at her. And if you're seeing me, you're pointing at her. My wife. She still has an AOL account.
Listen, bro, it works.
And it's the funny thing about it is every time she checks her mail, you can hear the. You know,
whatever. You do not hear that.
You're trying to load up her email.
Yeah, the Matrix and stuff. Well, you know, I was thinking about it, and this is my tribute. But I was thinking about it. What's trending right now is. You know, what happened to Kobe Bryant and his daughter, R.I.P. to the Kobe, to the Mamba. And I'm just saying that if you search the trends right now, that's at the very, very top. And it's so funny because not what happened, but in the trends, the Super Bowl is coming up Saturday, and normally at Sunday at this point, all the trends would be going towards the Super Bowl. Yeah. So everybody is laying aside, you know, everything.
Super Bowl excitement.
Yeah. And then we have, you know, all these things that are happening.
And going back to what, you know, that whole situation, you know, it was tragic event, but, you know, a lot of people are thinking about loved ones and family members.
Right.
But
will they think about them tomorrow?
Exactly. Like in
or
6
Friday.
months. Yeah. 6 months from now, are they still going to be?
Is it going to change your relationship
with
your family?
With your family,
because that happened to him and his daughter.
Right.
You know,
how much did it just like?
Did it affect you
is it
to
just,
the root?
Right, or is it just a trend of oh wow, that I can't believe that happened? You know,
and you know, it's funny that you say that because Jimmy Fallon did say that he would want us to go on and work. And, you know, do that thing that we were doing to progress and to move on. That Jimmy Fallon said that about Kobe Bryant. And so we do go to work and we do, or no, he didn't say that.
He used to continue to work.
It was, what's his name that said that?
No,
it wasn't
was
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was the other guy that paid tribute to him.
No, it was Jimmy Fallon.
Okay. Anyway.
You're right. It was Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
Anyway,
saying all that to say that people will go about their business, and when we counsel people that have had lost ones, we're telling them they would want you to move on. They would want you to keep going about your life and bettering your life. That's
how you celebrate them.
Yeah, you celebrate them with everything you do in your life, and it's not just a trend. It comes down to the root and the core. Now, those kinds of things, they change you, they make you, they break you.
Just take this with you guys. I'll leave you with this thought. So,
tell us, oh wise one.
Well, it's not really me. I want to make reference to my sister. So last year, we had a relative pass away, and the only time that our family got together was for funerals, and so my sister took the initiative with all of our first cousins, and on our family, to do a monthly gathering of all the cousins.
All the first
cousins. So all of our cousins, and there's quite a few of us. And so she took it upon herself to create an opportunity and an atmosphere for cousins just to get together and hang out and eat dinner and go do whatever, so that we're not just seeing each other at a funeral. We're not just seeing each other at Christmas. We're not just seeing each other at a wedding or something. And to me, that's when you really start to value the people in your life, the relationships. Is when you literally get to a place and you're like, okay, let's do something that's going to help us long term instead of waiting
for something tragic. Just trending.
Yeah, something that happens, something tragic happens, and then it begins. You have a trend in your life for a short period of time where this is important.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to challenge you guys that maybe that might something you do with your family. Like, hey, like let's just get together and hang out, not for no other reason than just to have a relationship.
It's funny because we used to do Monday nights, family night. Do you remember that? And
that was us. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it was us.
Our kids actually, they really missed that. But we started not a trend. We started a tradition, which is different than a trend. A trend is for a short time. But we started a tradition that our kids can carry on with their kids, meaning that family time was really important and spending time with your loved ones that are around. And, I was just saying that when we were having this conversation earlier, if you're about changing your furniture and your room around and you paint your house, every year to a different color, are you really unhappy with yourself and at a place that you don't know who you are? And are you looking to change everything around you because you're unhappy with yourself?
Or because you don't want to change?
Yeah, because...
Because you don't want to change. So you change your atmosphere, you change everything around you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to
change. Yeah. So it just made me think about that, and I wanted everybody to think about that. So, again, R.I.P. to the Mamba. And definitely pay our respects, and let's not let it be a trend. Let's make an impact in us.
Amen. All Hallelujah.
Right. Hope this helped you guys
a little bit.
Hopefully it's not just trending. Maybe it'll make an impact in your life.
Man, we holler at you guys later. Take it easy. We see you guys next week on the Riverside Weekly. What up, yo? Holler at you guys. Love y'all.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.